Hey, Dooberteers, welcome back to the show. Today, I'm really excited to have Sam on our program because she's somebody that started into animal welfare, like a lot of people, with an event. She saw mama and kittens walking in her backyard, and now, fast forward 24 years later, I think you're going to be blown away by all the amazing things that she's done and built, and she's got a vision for where things are going to go. So, Sam, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Chris. I'm thrilled to be here.
Well, I'm excited to talk to you. So, tell us about you, tell us about Furkids, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, great. Well, like you said in the intro, a mother cat and kittens showed up in my backyard. It was October of 2001. And thankfully, I took a picture.
Oh, I love it.
This sweet mama cat came into the yard along with three baby kittens. And these are the only pictures that I have of them, of this really important moment that changed my life and the lives of tens of thousands of animals and people that love them. So that day, it was a big event. It was a moment in history for me in my life. And I remember calling animal control. And I talked to a man named Miles. I'll never forget his name. And he said, if you bring these cats to us, we are going to euthanize them.
Mm.
And I didn't understand because these were healthy, beautiful, as you saw from the pictures, beautiful cats. I'm sure they were, highly adoptable, but there was a space issue. And I am a native Atlantan. I've grown up in Atlanta my whole life. And I had no idea. I was in young 30s. I did not know about a pet overpopulation problem here in Atlanta. I did not know that animals are being euthanized in shelters just because they were homeless. And so he begged me to don't bring them here. And I said, of course not. Of course not. Okay.
Yeah.
Plan B. Now what do I do? So I went to PetSmart and I went to buy some food for these new pets of mine. And because I was committed. I'm not someone that gives up. That's something about me. And I went to the store, I bought some food, and I saw a little room that said, these animals are available for adoption. They are homeless, and contact us if you're interested. So I called that number over and over and over again. I finally got someone to return my call. And that woman became my mentor, Margaret.
Oh.
And I jumped in, entire being, just jumped all in to learn everything that I could about animal welfare and rescue. And within 4 months, I realized I found my life's calling. And it probably was a combination of just where I was at in my life, just some things happening in my world. And I was looking for something new. I could just tell this was it. I found it. This is what I was born to do. And so I started Furkids 4 months after the event of finding these cats. And I wanted to expand what this rescue group was doing. They didn't want to expand. They said, look, you go do your own things. I said, great. So I started Furkids. I had no idea what I was doing. I knew nothing about running a nonprofit. I knew nothing about raising money, about managing volunteers, about medical care. And so, sure, I made some mistakes in the early days. But what I did have going for me was a very strong background in corporate America. I had a very lucrative career. I had worked 10 years at Turner Broadcasting for some of the most successful executives there. I worked 5 years for 2 retired chairmen of Equifax. So I had a lot of just professional experience, and I enjoy people. I've always liked people. I'm not one of these animal folks that says, oh, I do better with animals. I don't get along with people. No, I love people. I truly love people and love animals. But I've never been this crazy animal zealot. I'm not that. I just have a really strong respect for all life and for animals, especially people. So that moment started this journey of growing this incredible organization that is Furkids. And we are celebrating 24 years this year. And it's been amazing.
I mean, what a journey, and that it started with that event. That's one of the things I often will ask the guests, like, was there an event, something that made you, like you said, find your passion and calling? And it sounds like you tried to work with the other organization and they said, no, we're fine doing our own thing.
Yeah.
And that even further prompted you to say, okay, great, then I will run my organization my way with my vision. So I'm curious, because you had a career in the corporate world, what leadership lessons, what did you bring to starting your own company? Because that's really what it is, whether it's nonprofit or for profit, it's still a
Yeah.
company, it's still a business.
Yeah. Well, one thing that I always did with Fur Kids, I treated it as a business. I treated it as a company. I really, I had to learn along the way, how to manage volunteers. Because when you're starting a new business, and those first 5 years are really critical. And I put everything into it, put my own life savings into it. I worked 5 years straight without a single day off. And my family would always remind me of that. And let me say that there were a lot of naysayers when I got started. And the worst were my family. My mother thought I had lost my mind. And it was very hard for her to see her daughter going in and taking these risks and doing things. But I had a vision, and here's the thing: is when you have a vision of something, you've got to lean in to that gut feeling. Got to trust your gut. So that's something that I've learned over the years: is to really lean in and trust myself, trust my intuition, trust my gut. I ran for kids and always have as a business. I tried early on to connect with professionals that I respected, that I knew, that had proven track records to kind of guide me along, to help me, teach me what I don't know. I would partner with people to learn what I didn't know. And that really has served me well. And I continue to do that. I don't know everything. There's no way that we can all know everything. So I'm always looking for who's the best at it? Who can I learn from? And who's willing to share and invest in me and the organization?
Yeah, I love that. You have to have that intellectual curiosity, right? You have to, it's one of the things I love about the animal welfare industry as well is I don't I don't even purport to know a lot, right? I'm always learning, and that helps me to say, well, what else can I do? How else can I bring technology to help
Mhm.
organizations like yours to be more efficient, to do things more automated? Because I know then you're going to save more animals, which is ultimately the goal. So
Right.
I'm curious. I mean, in your now in your leadership, 24 years later, you've got, obviously a staff, you've got all these different programs. How do you lead a compassionate organization like this? Because we're dealing with sentient beings, life and
Yeah.
death, and there's tough days.
I guess, one thing that I do is every day I think about, first of all, what can we do today to save more lives? So my team will tell you, I'm always driving. Like, what can we do today to operate more efficiently, to be more effective for the animals who need us? But to realize that we do have capacity. We can't save everybody, everything. We can only do what we can do today. This is a marathon. We need to pace ourselves, and everything we do, I really approach it. Is what we're doing today going to serve the animals well? Is it going to serve our community well? The decisions that I make, I think a lot about how is this going to help others? Because that's why we're here. We are here to help these beautiful sentient beings. We're here to help the wonderful people that are trying to help these animals and always just try to do the right thing. So every day, I think, let's just, any decision that I have to make, what is the right thing to do by this animal, by this person? And I'm always positive. That is something that is really important to me here at Fur Kids is that our messaging is positive, that we're positive with each other, that we accept our mistakes and our losses, but always look at it. What could we have done differently? How can we learn from this? And it's really important to invest in your team. We have over 1,000 active volunteers. We have 99 employees. And it's just incredible to think back, just over the years, how much growth we have had and just the lives that we impact. every day. I don't take that lightly at all. In fact, it weighs heavily on my shoulders. I am very thoughtful about our team and how we celebrate our staff. We have monthly birthday lunches. I give bonuses at holidays and end of the year. We take the entire staff out. We take over the movie theater in December, and we go and see a movie together in the month of December and have lunch and celebrate each other. It's just important to let people know that they are appreciated and to be by their side and say, yes, there are tough days, there are great days, and we're in it. We're in this marathon, and just to accept limitations,
Right.
but always look for ways that we can improve.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's, as you said, it's a marathon, right? And there's always opportunities along the way to do things a little different. I mean, I'm curious if you were able to travel back in time and talk to your former self, what advice would you give her?
Um, Definitely, like I said earlier, to trust your instincts. Um, because if I had any regrets at all, it's that I didn't go even bigger on a few things. I am a risk taker, which is great. It's well served for kids. I'm not afraid of risk. I'm not afraid of change. But sometimes I've started something and didn't go all the way big in like we could have. And that would be something that I would say to my old self, like, you should have built that event center bigger. You should have jumped into the thrift store industry business sooner. You should those things. But I would say, I do wish that we had invested early on in some really good applications and software programs earlier on than we did. That really would be the only thing. Don't be afraid to spend the money to be able to manage your data better, your donor database better. That really is where, if I could go back and do it over again, I would have changed that.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, it's one of those tough things when you start out and you're really small, you don't need these systems, but then there's that tipping point. And if you haven't established your processes with the supporting technology before you get to there, then you're racing to catch up. So I can totally understand.
Yeah.
What is the most frequent piece of advice people ask you for, and what's the answer?
I had a lot of people over the years visit me and ask about starting an animal shelter. Oh, I want to start an animal shelter. I want to have a sanctuary, and tell me how I do that. And I will be honest with you, I encourage them not to do it. And the reason why is, and let me preface it, I say, do it only if you are fulfilling a need that doesn't exist right now. So if let's say in your community, there's no one else who is providing neonatal services,
Sure.
fostering for bottle babies, kittens, and puppies. No one else is doing that, and that's what you want to do. By all means, do it. Don't go off and start a new nonprofit that someone else is already doing. Get involved instead. Do your research. Get involved with an organization that's doing it really well, and help them do more. Because I have found over the years, we've had probably 7 smaller organizations merge in to Furkids. It's a tough space, and now it would be even harder to get into, I think. And so I just encourage people when they come and they start off with that conversation, I really walk it through with them and tell them, really encourage them to get involved with an organization that's doing it well.
I think it's really smart advice because it is, as you said, it is running a business. And when you're running in particular, a charity, a nonprofit, it's even more complicated than running a for-profit, right? So I think that's really smart. There's so many amazing organizations like yours that are doing great things with strong leaders and the experience. Unless you're prepared for that battle as an entrepreneur, you're better off in some cases augmenting what they're doing, helping take them to another level, bring your
Right.
ideas. It's a matter of finding the right organization, as you know, finding the right people that align with what you want to do. But I like your comment. If you're serving a need that doesn't exist, great.
Yeah.
Or augment what they're already up to. How has this journey changed you as a person and as a leader?
It's given my life incredible purpose and value, I guess. I will say that when I think back at my childhood and my time in high school and in college. In fact, I didn't finish college. I received a job offer at Turner Broadcasting, and it was the greatest opportunity of my life. And I jumped all in and never looked back. And I was not one that was expected to do well out of my family. They kind of just wrote me off. I was the black sheep. And so for me, it has been just such a great joy to know, yeah, I am talented. I've had to just, come about this whole experience and realize that my life has value. And I'm thankful for that. I am so thankful that I have been able to do what I love every single day and to be able to impact our community and these amazing animals that need more voices working on their behalf. And I'm just thankful that mine got to be one of the voices for them. And so I love the legacy that I will be leaving behind, through Furkids. And it's just been amazing to know that I have talents and gifts that are helping others. And to be able to live this life is just it's hard to articulate sometimes how it makes me feel when I think about it. I'm just grateful. It's a lot of gratitude, tears in the eyes, because it's just feel a lot of gratitude that I get to live this life.
I appreciate you sharing that with us. I mean, I
Yeah.
got to believe that after all the challenges you faced in the beginning, and as you said, your family was, I don't want to say not supportive, but challenging you. I mean, they must think differently about it now.
Unfortunately, my mom is not here today to see the incredible campus that we have built here at Fur Kids. But before she passed away, she did say, "I am proud of you. I get it. I get it." And she used to always say, "I wish you were doing something that was helping people." And I said, "Mom, behind every animal is a person.
Yep.
There is someone there that is begging for help for this animal or needs help, for their pet. And so we are helping people. And every time we make an adoption happen, we are connecting people and animals to be able to share this loving, healing bond that we have with these incredible, amazing beings. And so, yes, we are helping people every time, every day. And so she finally got that. And I'm glad. I'm glad that she did.
That's really great. I'm glad to hear that she understood. And like you said, it's sad that she can't see where you're at now, but I'm sure she's looking down on you and smiling. And it's really nice to know that she is proud of you, right? Because you worked so hard and had so many things along the way. Tell us a little bit more about Fur Kids now. Like, tell us, I know you're not at your final destination, but where are you at now? Like, what kinds of programs? Tell us about the organization.
Yeah, this is a big year for us. So Fur Kids, we started out as the small foster home network, and we did our adoptions through PetSmarts, and then we just kept getting more and more PetSmarts on board, and then Petco's on board. And then I realized if I was going to have my life back, and to do all that I wanted to do for these animals, I needed to have a brick and mortar building where people could come, see where their money was going, join us, come alongside us, help us care for these animals, and make some great things happen. So we signed a lease on a warehouse, and that was in 2006.
Okay.
We were there for 15 years before I found the campus that we have today. In 2018, we bought a 9-acre campus here, just north on 400 North in an area called Cumming in South Forsyth. It's just right next to Alpharetta. And so it's just on the border of metro Atlanta here. And it is incredible. We have a 9-acre campus that came with about a $2 million water feature. in the middle of the campus is this incredible botanical gardens and water feature. And we restored it. We restored the admin building that sits at the front of the property. And we have built 4 buildings. We've added an event center because this space is beautiful. I encourage anyone listening to go to shilohgardens.org and look at our botanical gardens. We have a whole new revenue stream now where we are doing weddings, corporate events, private parties. Today, we're having a celebration of life this afternoon. And it's been wonderful to bring the community in to this space to learn about fur kids and our animals, our mission, and to also be able to provide additional funding for us. And then we built out our new Fort and Michelle Felker cat shelter. And we opened that a couple of years ago. And so this is our 3rd year with that building. It's beautiful. It has won 3 design awards. It was recently featured on CBS America by Design. And I love that because my goal is for people to know that animal shelters are not all scary, sad places. Ours is beautiful and warm and welcoming, and people want to come here. And that's why we call it Destination for Kids, because it is a destination. So people can come and interact with our cats. We have a cat cafe on property. It's amazing. And right now we are building our Giaquinto Medical Center and our Sutherland Dog Shelter. And
Wow.
both of those buildings are under construction right now. The dog shelter will be open in March. It will allow us to double our capacity for our dogs, and that'll be open next month in March. And then the medical center will be ready in April or May. And that building, we are increasing our medical footprint. We're going from 1,000 square feet of a surgery suite to a 12,000 square foot 2-story building.
Wow.
And so it's a tremendous year for us to be able to bring those buildings online and for all the exciting work that's going to be taking place through those buildings. So excited. Big year.
That sounds so amazing. I literally am thinking, I'm like, I have to figure out a way to come see this because I
Yes.
love what you've done. And you've not just said we're just a shelter for animals. You've recognized the campus that you purchased and built and said, we can use revenue from other events and things like that that feeds our mission. What a brilliant strategy to say it's not just come and look at the animals. It's here, come enjoy this beautiful campus. And we're using that money to further what our mission and our goals are.
Yeah. For me, we're more than an animal shelter. We are a way of life. And we have this incredible campus where we're bringing people from all walks of life in. We're the only animal shelter in the state that will allow children of all ages to volunteer. So we have very close connections with school systems all throughout Metro Atlanta. We just want to bring people in and teach them about kindness to animals, the value of animals. I just want to bring the value of animals up. I just want people to respect them more, invite them into their homes. And that's what we do here for kids. And it's about relationships for us. It is not come adopt an animal and we're not going to see you again. We want you in. We want here, adopt an animal, come back to the vaccine clinic, come back to comedy night next week, come back to the book signing that's, in a month from now. Come and enjoy our spring open house. It's about getting people to connect. And it's just community. It's community here at Furkids. And I knew early on, one thing that I did for Furkids was I never wanted to be limited by the ability of others to donate in order to make our dreams and our visions, come true. I knew that I needed to diversify our revenue stream. So that's always been a goal for me. And I used to have yard sales at my house, and that turned into thrift stores. So in 2009, we went all in the thrift store business, and now we have 5 thrift stores that bring in 35% of our operating budget. And because we know that those of us in animal welfare, that we have an uphill battle when it comes to raising funds for our cause. Of all the giving in the country, animals are at the bottom of the list, and we are lumped in with the environment. And so we get 3%. of all the giving in the country. And when I share that information with people, they're astounded because the pet industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry. And yet, those of us that are running nonprofits, running these animal shelters, it's difficult for us to make ends meet.
Yeah.
Those of us that are private nonprofits, we don't have government funding. We are having to raise money, and it's hard. And so I didn't want to be limited. The need here is so great. I didn't want to be limited. So thank God for the thrift stores and how well they have done. And it really gives an opportunity to everyone in the community to donate, because we all have things in our homes that we can purge and donate for the animals.
Nice. I love that. Well, Sam, as we're starting to come towards the end of our show here, I want to end with a lightning round, right? So we can learn a little bit more about you and kind of what you like. So, you ready?
Ready?
All right. Do you prefer puppy breath or kitten purrs?
Kitten purrs.
Kitten purrs. I love it. Are you an early bird or a night owl?
I'm both.
Okay. So you're in
I
around.
get about 4.5 hours of sleep a night.
Oh, my. If you had to describe your team of 99 people in one word, what word would that be?
Caring.
I love that. Let's see, the most unexecutive thing that you've had to do this week, whether it's cleaning a crate, getting puppy kisses.
Okay, I had to deal with a storage unit offsite that was flooded.
Okay. You're doing it. See, this is usually what it is, right? You're doing a little bit of everything. What do you do to decompress after a hard day?
Read.
Okay, great. And I think I'll just end with this one because you mentioned it before about your legacy. And I guess maybe just end there. What do you want your legacy to be?
For me, it is establishing Furkids to be able to be self-sustaining, to go on long after I've left this earth, to continue to serve animals and the people that love them well, and to do it very well.
I love that. Sam, that's a great way to end this. Thank you so much for coming on. It really
Chris?
yeah, I learned a lot. I enjoyed learning about you and Furkids, and thank you for everything you've done and continue to do after 24 years. What a journey it's been.
Thank you so much for having me, and do come see us.
Definitely.
Come visit.